what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Janae. If you like the vibes of the content, subscribe to the channel, period. So if you've caught any of my videos within the last year, you are well aware that we recently closed on and moved into our new dream home. So I pretty much vlogged that entire process, but I thought it would be a good idea to do a sit down video, basically talking you through what the new build process is like. So finding our real estate agent, choosing the neighborhood that we wanted to live in, all the way down to the closing process. Sit down, get you some coffee, your wine, whatever it is, whatever time you're watching this, whatever's applicable to you. But what we're not gonna do, okay, is click off of this video. So play it in the background while you cooking, while you cleaning, watching your kids, you working, hell, take a nap. Okay, just let it roll. Let's get into the video. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is finding a real estate agent. So fortunately for us, my cousin was our broker. So she actually referred a real estate agent to us. So in that sense, we didn't have to go through the whole interview process or searching for a real estate agent. But if you're someone who has to search for a real estate agent on your own, I would take to social media, ask a friend, ask a friend, ask a friend. But at the end of the day, make sure that you interview these real estate agents to make sure that you vibe, because you're gonna be spending a lot of time together, and make sure that they have enough time for you, because you don't want to be reaching out to them and not getting responses. Like, establish whatever that cadence is, whether or not it's gonna be a 24-hour turnaround, 48-hour turnaround, whatever the case may be. Obviously, you're not going to be their only client, and I probably would question if I was their only client. But at the end of the day, you know, you can go on Google, look up interview questions to ask a real estate agent, and choose whatever questions you want to ask them that makes you feel comfortable with actually choosing that person. So once we found our real estate agent, then we were able to start the house hunting process. So this can be a fun yet stressful time, but I think in order to eliminate the stress, you really just need to know what you want. So during that, you know, once you lock in your real estate agent, they're gonna have, I guess you can say, like an intake type meeting. I don't know if that's the right word, y'all. I took the ACT. But they're basically gonna ask you, what's your price and budget, the location you wanna be in, is that location flexible? Do you need to be in a certain school zone? Do you wanna be located near certain restaurants? Access to a highway, all of that kind of stuff. Do you want to do move-in ready? Do you wanna do a renovation, new construction? In order to determine that, I really just would weigh the pros and cons of each, and you know, what you can actually afford to do time-wise. And then obviously what features you want. Do you want a 1-story or a 2-story? Do you need a basement? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? What are the aesthetics? So all of that plays a role in what inventory your real estate agent is actually going to send over to you. So for us personally, this was our second home that we were buying, so we knew exactly what we wanted. And quite frankly, we weren't really flexible when it came to anything on there, because we said this was gonna be our forever home. It was going to be a larger investment than our first home. So we really didn't have a lot of wiggle room. So based on our conversation with our real estate agent, he went into his system and he sent us over, I would say, about 10 to 12 houses. And we probably went and looked at about 2 of those. So we knew for us straight out the gate, we need to do new build, because we want the house to look exactly how we want it. Now, our first home was new construction, but we had very little input because it was the model home that we bought. So the house structurally was already done. The only thing we were able to change was the flooring and the countertops. So we wanted to be very involved in this process. Renovation was not an option for us, just because, again, I was pregnant, and it's very time consuming. And if you've watched any of those renovation videos on HGTV, no ma'am. I'm not getting a bathroom and finding mold, and it's just so much unexpected. So we ended up choosing this neighborhood, obviously, that we're in. It was a prime location. It was in the school zone that we wanted. So after, you know, talking with the seller agents over here, we made the decision to move forward with buying a home in this particular neighborhood. Okay, y'all, now let's get into the meat. Let's get to the meat. Let's talk about the new build process, because, honey, I was completely clueless before actually going through this. So, new build process. So once you actually find the new construction neighborhood that you want to be in, you'll go sit down with the seller agent accompanied by your real estate agent, and y'all will basically talk about what lots are available, what floor plans they have, pricing, and all of that. So for us personally, once we chose our lot, then we looked at the floor plans. So depending on your builder, depending on the neighborhood, they may have 5 different floor plans, they may have 2. It really just depends. So you choose your lot will likely have a premium, especially if you're going to, especially if it's on a basement. So basement lots, the premium could be $7,500, it could be $15,000. It really all just depends. I don't know how they come up with the lot premiums, but for us specifically, we did have a lot premium. So we chose our lot, then we chose our floor plan. So once you choose your floor plan, let's say I want to go with floor plan A, then you have to choose your elevation. Your elevation is basically like what your house looks like in the front. So is it going to be all brick, or is it just going to be some brick? Is half of it going to be brick? So we chose our elevation. Once you do all of that and you say, okay, this is the house that I want, the seller will present to you the contract. So here's the part I was not aware of. How do you actually secure the lot? Do you pay for the house before you start building or after? The answer is after. But you do have to submit a builder deposit. So for our builder, they actually had a specific builder deposit, but we negotiated, honey. Everything's negotiable. So we basically negotiated a builder deposit that was $10,000 less than what they laid out. And then this seller agent was like, she was black. Our real estate agent was black. Like I told y'all, honey, it was just one big black family, okay? So anyways, she basically said, I mean, either they say yes or no, but who's gonna turn down a signed contract with money in front of them? So they accepted it. Y'all can go back and check out that video. I'll leave it in the cards or the description box below. So once you submit your offer, they accept it, then you go to the design center. That is the fun part. So here's where it pays for you to actually know exactly what it is that you want, because this is where you're gonna choose your countertops, your flooring, your fixtures, your paint color, your exterior, down to your freaking front door and its handles, okay? So don't go in there overwhelmed, because you'll go in there choosing everything under the sun, and before you know it, you got $1 million house. So this has the potential to be a very exciting time or a very stressful time. So just make sure you know what you want. If you have a good builder, they're gonna send you their catalog ahead of time. It's like 3,000 pages. So again, do your homework, know what you want before you go into the design center. Once you go to the design center, you've chosen everything, they're then going to submit all the information to the county so that they can apply for your permits. No construction can start until the permits are approved. The permit process can take months. It really just depends. And yes, your deposit check has already been cashed. You locked in, okay? So while you're waiting, that money is out of your account. So for us, we had scheduled construction meetings, which is going to be your pre-construction meeting, where you're meeting before they do anything on the house. They want to basically just go through, here's everything that you chose at the design center, make sure we're all aligned. Okay, let's start. Then you have a pre-drywall meeting, which means before they actually put the walls up and do the drywall, structurally, everything looks right. Like, you see 5 bedrooms, right? And not 4. So you have your scheduled meetings, and then obviously you have your pop-up visits where you can just come and visit the site at any time and check on the progress of the construction. Okay, so the construction process. For us, I would say overall it was pretty decent. We didn't really have issues like that. The only thing that we really had to follow up on is making sure that the outlets that we requested in our master bedroom closet was done, and then our garage door. But other than that, I mean, the seller agent was pretty good, like really good about sending us emails throughout the process saying here's what phase they're in. They had a portal where we could go and see here's the phase of your the construction process, here are pictures to go along with that. So we were pretty much, you know, up to date throughout the entire process. And then we obviously came over here and checked on the house ourselves. We stayed like 5 minutes away, so we could come to the property like 2 to 3 times a week. I would highly encourage you to come at least once a week. If you can come every day, go every day and check on your property. Why? Because these contractors, these project managers, they're human, they overlook things, they make mistakes, and you just want to make sure that you're catching those timely so that they don't get so far in the process to where there's no turning back. Not only that, y'all, what you see in the design center is very small samples. So even when you think in terms of the color of your house, that little sample is like this. The house is huge, okay? So looking at something on a small cart like this, it may not translate well on a big house. We were nervous about what the color of our house was actually going to look like. We were just like, I don't know. And then when they finally painted it, we were like, I don't like it. But it grew on us. So now we're fine with it, but that's something that you would want to catch in the process, so you can be like, we have to change this. Now they do charge you a fee to change something once it's already locked in, but with how big the investment is, it's worth it. Another thing is the countertops. Most of you probably already know this, but the cut of granite or quartz that you may see at the design center may not be what they install, because again, it depends on how they cut it. So that's another thing, like the veins and stuff you may see in the countertops at the granite or whatever the case may be at the design center. When you see it's got extra veins in it when it's in your house, you're gonna be like, take it out. So you're going through the new build process, pop up, because once you sign those contracts at closing, it is yours, okay? And this is too much money to not be happy, okay? Period. Okay, so closing process. So if you've closed on one house, you've closed on them all. Everybody knows when you go to closing, it's just one big signing party. You're signing. If you got a good real estate agent, a good broker, a good team, they're gonna send you that settlement statement ahead of time to look at it. So when you get to closing, you're not surprised as to how much you have to come to the table with and all that good stuff. Make sure that you read, make sure that you know what you're signing, or be a professional skimmer. But somebody needs to read that contract. And you need to make sure that even though you've seen that settlement statement ahead of time, it's consistent with what you're actually signing whenever you go to closing. Do not sign those contracts or anything at closing that you haven't read. I don't care if it's big words. I don't care if it's too much. I don't care if you're tired. Somebody needs to read it. The fine print and all, because it's legally binding. I don't know what else I can tell you on that, okay? A week prior to your closing, you should have your final walkthrough, which I think I may have mentioned, maybe not, I don't know. But basically, at your final walkthrough, you're gonna walk through with your project manager, and they're gonna have like a little checklist, and you're basically gonna say, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed. It's mostly like cosmetic things, and they're expected to fix that prior to you actually closing. Another thing is get an independent home inspection. They're gonna do their own home inspection, and it's not to say that, you know, they're trying to get over on you, but at the end of the day, they're not in your corner. They're in favor of the builder. So get your own home inspection. They're gonna check things, the structural, they're gonna check the structure. They'll even mention like cosmetic things in the report. That report gets sent over to the builder, and then they have to address everything that's in that report before you go to closing. If it wasn't addressed, the thought is that within that 2 hour window, they can take care of it before you actually go sign your name on the dotted line. Phew. Okay, y'all. I've been recording this video for like 3 hours now. Overall, y'all, we had a great first experience with our new build. If it's something that you're interested in, I highly encourage it if your circumstances allow. It's a very rewarding experience to go through, a very exciting time. Definitely has its ups and downs, definitely has its challenges. You know, we're at a point now where we're furnishing our home. You know, once you're actually in your home and you're ready to furnish it, take your time. I know that if you look at my videos, like we're going at a faster pace, but don't feel pressured by anybody's videos to go and buy up all of the stuff to furnish your home. Know what you want, create those mood boards, be in the moment, enjoy your space, but most importantly, make your house a home. Invest in your investment, take care of your investment, and don't make any decisions that you're not financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally prepared to make. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. We've reached 1,000. Shout out to my niece Kyrie for sharing my channel and getting people to come over and subscribe. To my new subbies, welcome to the fam. Make sure y'all show them some love. Tell them what's up. Tell them welcome to the hood. Period. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. If you let it play on the background, I appreciate you too, boo. So until next time, y'all, what y'all gonna do? Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see y'all in the next video.